we're live. Excellent. Okay. Hello everybody. Welcome to my stream. My name's Kayleigh. If you're new here, keep coming back. So it's a little bit of a different setting for Moonday Tarot. Different time, different setting. Usually every Monday I'm doing a stream live. I do like a long form podcast kind of style, talking about the astrology for the week, and I pull some tarot for each of the signs, and that's what I'm doing today, but by the river. What's up, Logan? Good to see you, buddy. Couple of really cool things happening. First of all, I was just notified in the last week that my channel is eligible for the YouTube partnership program, so that's kind of cool. I've enabled the super chat function, so if you guys want to submit a comment that you definitely want to see me put on the screen, or you want to donate that way, that is available now, so that's pretty neat. Other than that, yeah, things are interesting. So anyway, thanks for coming out. This week, as far as the astrology goes, today there's a couple of interesting things happening. So right now as I speak, there's a Mars-Uranus square happening. It perfected yesterday, but Mars is not moving very quickly, so we're going to feel this energy for a little bit. Oh yeah! What's up, Logan? You're the first one. Thanks, buddy. How do I show you? I don't know. I think it just shows up automatically. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's really cool. Thanks, buddy. So yeah, so the Mars-Uranus square. Biggest keywords that I'm seeing and that I'm feeling with this particular square are disruption and frustration. And that is definitely what I experienced today. I went to go set up a stream, and normally Monday's really quiet, everybody's at work, it's all good. No. There was 2 separate construction projects and a bunch of people mowing their lawns today when I was supposed to be going live. So I was like, okay, it's clearly not happening in the way that I want it to happen. So what I have noticed personally when dealing with interesting squares, when it's in relation to transit specifically, is usually it requires some kind of action on our part, some kind of not always compromise, but something needs to be done in order to have success, basically. That's the best way I can put it. So with the Mars-Uranus square, for example, with Uranus, there's always this impetus towards freedom, this desire to break away or break free from something or make a stand for something. And with Mars, that is just amplified even more so. And the energy of frustration comes in with Mars when you want to do something and it's being thwarted. So in my case today, I just needed to wait a little bit, and I needed to find, yeah, I know, I got super chats. What's up, Andy? I love you too, buddy. So yeah, I needed to wait a little bit, and I needed to improvise. So here we are, doing it on my phone in front of the river instead of at the house. There you go. There you have it. So the other big thing that's happening this week is we have the Mercury cazimi. So you guys, my regulars anyway, will definitely remember how when I'm talking about the Mercury cycle with the sun, I've been talking about it in terms of this is the initiation of the cycle, and then this is how the cycle's playing out. There's 2 points. It's similar to a new and a full moon. So this cazimi coming up will be in the sign of the tropical sign of Cancer. So Mercury conjunct the sun in Cancer. It's on Wednesday, by the way. So this is the beginning of a new cycle for Mercury. So what is Mercury? Mercury is our communication style. Mercury is measuring things, writing things, communication of all kinds of media is ruled by Mercury. Different sciences, astrology, actually, you could say. New school astrologers will say Uranus, but it's actually Mercury. The main original source of most astrology texts comes from somebody that claimed to be Hermes Trismegistus. Hermes thrice great, so fucking Mercury. Anyway, so Mercury in Cancer, Mercury conjunct the sun in Cancer is beginning a new cycle for Mercury. The next cazimi will be when Mercury goes retrograde in the sign of Virgo. So we've got this Cancer, Virgo energy playing out with Mercury. So when it comes to communication in the sign of Cancer, how can we effectively communicate what we're feeling? How can we effectively communicate what helps us feel nurtured and safe? There's lots of other themes with Cancer that we can explore. And by the way, happy solstice. I missed the frickin' solstice because of the shit going on at home. But happy solstice. So we've got a little bit of stuff to think about. But specifically on Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there's like this period when Mercury is kind of in the beams of the sun, but Wednesday it will be exact. Take a little bit of time on Wednesday to kind of contemplate themes of Cancer, so themes of nurturing. What are you nurturing in your life right now? What are you making grow? It's not always mothering, right? It's not always fathering. It's not literally children, but it can be for some people. But for a lot of people in the Northern Hemisphere, we're nurturing gardens, right? We're growing gardens. That counts. You're nurturing that. If you're in the position where you're trying to grow a business or a project, you're nurturing that, right? So that counts. That all counts. Anything that has to do with lunar themes. So mothering is definitely a huge theme because moon being tied to womanhood and all that stuff. But also comfort, food. How are you nurturing yourself, right? How are you feeding yourself? Those are more things to kind of like contemplate and think about with the Mercury cazimi. So as it begins this new cycle in Cancer, this is the intention of the cycle. And when the next retrograde happens in Virgo, with Virgo we have these themes of cleansing, clarifying, perfecting, measuring exactly. But I think purification and cleansing are probably the big things that kind of stand out to me specifically with that. So as we are, in terms of the Mercury cycle, we're looking at how do we nurture ourselves, and then when the retrograde occurs in Virgo later this year, how must we cleanse, or how do we need to clear out and purify specifically the things that we've been nurturing ourselves with? Do you feel how that plays out? Okay, so anyway, that's this week. Next week on Monday is the full moon. So I'm going to save talking about the full moon in Capricorn for next week. Mostly because I'm not 100% certain how good my battery life is. And I also want to keep this somewhat short so I don't completely destroy my data so that I can do this again. So anyway, I brought my cards. So I'm going to start going through the signs. I'm going to do my usual backwards order, I guess. And yeah, if you want a personal reading, if you'd like me to pull a card for you, feel free to use either you can donate right to my PayPal or you can do a super chat. I'm cool with that. Either or works. And yeah, my website, by the way, if you're interested in a natal chart reading or a transit chart reading, like if you've already had a natal chart reading and you just want to talk about, you know, what's going on right now, my website is KayleighBerkana.com, and to book on there is pretty simple. Yeah, I think that's all the preamble I got for you guys. Oh, hello. Hi. Oh, visits from the dogs. Hello. Oh, hi. Oh, you're sweet. That is standard for sitting in the public park places. Okay, so anyway, behind me, by the way, is the Bow River. We have these two really cool rivers going through the city, the Bow and the Elbow. Yeah, it's a nice spot. Alright, so for Pisces, what do we got for this week for Pisces? We have the Hierophant. It's Pisces, big Taurus themes playing out, big Venus themes playing out. What I would say for you right now, Pisces, is there's a big focus right now on your body and the need to take care of the body, your physical incarnation. Yes, at one level, we are all one, right? At one level, we are definitely all one. We're all spirit incarnated into the physical realm. Plain. However, you have a physical body and you live in the 3D. Now Pisces, yes, you kind of live some 5D, 6D shit periodically. You kind of go off in your own little pocket dimension. We know this. But how are you doing physically? How is your physical body doing? The Hierophant could also be talking about themes of tradition and wisdom that's passed down verbally, passed down through not very obvious means. So what kind of wisdom do you have to share with us? What kinds of things do you have that you can teach us, but don't tell us, show us? Okay, Aquarius. Oh yeah, and for Pisces, before I move on to Aquarius, for Pisces, Cancer is your 5th house. So for Pisces, the Mercury cazimi will be bringing up themes of, well, exactly what I talked about in the preamble. What are you nurturing exactly? The 5th house is our joy and children and stuff like that. So, while there's a lot of, trying to choose my words carefully here. Hold on a second. There's some kind of insight to be gleaned this week about what exactly you're nurturing. So think about that. And perhaps there could be a message from someone that's younger than you, a child, or you could even gain some kind of insight through a creative project. Okay, so anyway, Aquarius. So for Aqua, the Mercury cazimi, Cancer is your 6th house. So that's the house of our health, our work, the things that we dedicate a lot of our time to. Definitely 6th house themes. We got the Hermit. So with the Hermit, I guess this is just a theme for everybody. You're focusing on the body. What needs to be cleansed and cleared out for you? So, Aquarius, you guys have been going through a very, I feel like a fairly prolific period. With that comes an accumulation of junk, of stuff, of all sorts of different things, whether it's in the body itself or whether it's just things that you own that's external. And this can even be mental accumulation as well, right? It could be all 3 of these things. Spiritual accumulation. It's these things tend to be mirrored in many different layers. So with the Hermit card coming out, don't be ashamed if you need to take a little bit of quiet time to yourself, but also make sure that while you're doing that, you're cleansing and clearing the clutter. Nice and simple. So clean it up, right? That's perfectly reflects the Mercury cazimi in your 6th house. So that's beautiful. Also, yeah, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, leave a comment on this video as well. That will help my channel continue to grow, and I appreciate you guys very much. So for Capricorn, so the Mercury cazimi in Cancer is happening in your 7th house. This is the house of partnerships. This is the house of contracts, right? So any kind of handshake deals or literally signed contracts, that is the 7th house. So for you guys, this insight is coming into maybe what kinds of partnerships you're making. There could even be like a sudden agreement that you come to in regards to partnerships. So it's kind of neat. Like a literal contract being signed, or if you're waiting for good news or any kind of news really about some kind of contract that you want, or some kind of like government forms or something like that, that could very well come through on Wednesday. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But if it's not an external thing, then maybe you're making some realizations into what kind of partner you want to be, and what kind of partner you want in your life. Dun, 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 dun. There it is for Capricorn. Isn't that sweet? We got the Knight of Cups. Very sweet. And you're just not gonna focus. Just not gonna focus. Kinda. Okay. Alright, good enough. So Knight of Cups. Capricorn, I think you need to lighten up a little bit. Yes, seriousness is great, but also have a little bit of levity. This week, don't forget to play. Enjoy the creative and romantic side of yourself. The Knight of Cups is definitely a figure that is definitely here more for enjoyment than for I don't know, pragmatic stuff, practical things. So have fun this week. Yeah, there's serious stuff going on, but I think with it being Cancer season and with Saturn retrograde right now, it's kind of more about learning to flow with things rather than being too rigid. So be mindful of that. Enjoy the flow. Enjoy the creative process of something, and maybe get lost in some piece of art or something so that you can take advantage of Jupiter in your 5th house. Okay, so Sagittarius. Sag. For you guys, Cancer is your 8th house. So that's interesting. Having a Mercury cazimi in the 8th house. This is about getting some kind of insight into a deeper psychological process that's going on. So if you think about it this way, just give me a sec. If you think about it this way, for Sagittarius, the 8th house represents something that makes them feel like they're going to die if they do it, but is also a place of rebirth. So for the 8th house, having a Mercury cazimi there, basically, Sag, you're gaining some insight into something really potentially painful, but potentially extremely empowering as well. Okay, that's the important key word there, is empowerment. So this week, Wednesday especially, if you get a chance to, if you remember to, take a bit of time to kind of reflect on, what are some things that you have gone through that have brought you, what's up, sink, swim? River streams are nice. So, okay, so anyway, perfect for Mercury cazimi, isn't it? River streams, it's good. Anyway, think about some things that you've gone through that have actually helped you come out stronger on the other side, right? The 8th house always represents something that we are kind of afraid of, but again, like I said, it allows us or helps us to become reborn. You might find that something that you thought was scary before is less scary now, or you have some kind of insight into how to kind of navigate those waters, so to speak. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so what do we got for you, Sag? I just like, stop it, don't call me out, but I don't want to speak. It's fine. Come on, guys. Sagittarius, what card do we have for you? Oh, there it is. The Three of Pentacles. Okay. So Three of Pentacles talks about teamwork. It is literally the Lord of Work. What's up, Stacy? I know I didn't announce this anywhere. I was just like, fuck it, I'm doing it. And here we are. So anyway, for you guys, for Sagittarius, the Three of Pentacles represents how there's always multiple people on any one project, okay? And each person in that project has their own skill set, their own thing that they do, their own unique shape, their own unique component, and they all fit together and work together to make the structure stronger. Yes, I'm making the Illuminati symbol, haha. The triangle is the strongest geometrical shape, okay? We're talking about a 3. So, in your contemplations this week, especially on the Mercury cazimi day, trust me, just first straight, 3, very nice. In your contemplations, perhaps one thing that you can think about specifically is how, or what kind of skills did you develop because of something that you viewed as negative ended up making you not only stronger, but ended up helping you develop some kind of valuable skill set that now you fit into some kind of puzzle and are able to use that skill set in a way that benefits some kind of group or benefits even just yourself. But because of something you've gone through, you are now an even more highly valued member of a team, whatever that team is. This can literally be referring to work, it can be referring to stuff at home, it doesn't really matter. But there's also something here about needing to do a little bit more mental heavy lifting, so to speak. So just a couple things to keep in mind. This feels a little bit heavier literally because it's a pentacle card, but also because we're talking about an 8th house transit for you guys. So I know there can be a tendency for Sagittarius to want to run away from the heavy, scary stuff, but I encourage you to lean into it a little bit this week. Do the quote-unquote work necessary to gain the actual benefit from it. Trust me, you will thank me later. So when it comes to themes of, say, parenting, that's a Cancer theme. When it comes to nurturing yourself, is there stuff there that needs to be brought to the surface, that needs to be looked at, that needs to be excavated, so to speak? Put in the work, okay? But also, don't forget to ask for support from the other people around you, right? That's the other thing about this 3 of Pentacles is there's 3 people here. There's 3 individuals that have a unique skill set. And each of these people can't do the other person's job, right? The engineer can't do the actual job of the construction worker, the actual artist. And neither of them have the knowledge to do the job of the priest that actually owns and runs the temple. At least not right now. I hope the planes aren't that annoying because they're annoying me, so I apologize. But anyway, don't forget to ask for support if you need it, right? There are other people around you that can assist you and complement your skill set, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, okay. So moving on. After Sag, we have Scorpio. So Scorpio. Alright, for you guys, Cancer is the 9th house. So this Mercury cazimi is occurring in your 9th house. The ninth house is the house that talks about our connection with a higher source. It talks about our religious or spiritual beliefs. It can talk about teachers and producing material and putting it out and teaching things to other people as well. So quite a bit going on with the ninth house. Also divination. Scorpio, if any of you are really into divination, and I mean you're here, so probably at least a little bit, Wednesday, fantastic day to do any kind of divination. Literally because that Mercury Sun conjunction in your ninth house is lighting up and bringing in insight through the ninth house. So through the use of divination, through the use of prayer, through the use of anything that you want to do to connect you to your own higher self or to God. Okay, fantastic day for it. That is where you're most likely to achieve or obtain some kind of insight. The other thing is, if you wanted to, say, put something out into the public and you're thinking of what kind of what day should I do it on, Mercury cazimi in the ninth house would be a perfectly good day for that. Okay, so what do we got for Scorpio? Card for Scorpio. That's 3 cards. That's a lot. Okay, fuck you. 2 more. Okay, I'll tell you why I'm laughing, alright? Fuck. 3 cards just flipped over and it was 3 major arcana cards. Devil, the Fool, and the Hangman. And then I was like, that's a lot. That's too much. Just 1 card, please. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. The Empress and the Star. Okay, so Scorpio, there's a lot going on for you right now. What I said about divination on Wednesday, please do that. Clearly there's some important message that needs to come through for you. With the Empress and the Star coming out, that's kind of cool. 2 very powerful goddess figures, right? Yeah, Jenny, I know, I'm live. What's up? Beaming in from the beautiful Elbow River, right next to the bird sanctuary, so it's pretty quiet over here. But anyway, so yeah, 2 powerful goddess figures. We have the Empress and we have the Star. This is the Empress, she represents Venus, and this is the Star representing the sign of Aquarius. Probably the image of a goddess. But anyway, so we got that's interesting. Like, I kind of feel like this is a super fertile time for Scorpio specifically. There's this idea of self-nurturing coming through. We're talking about the Mercury conjunction with the Sun in the 5th house, right? So sexuality is a 5th house theme. How do you like it? Fertility is a 5th house theme. That is a massive freaking bug. What the fuck? So sorry. Yes, I did. Yes, well, thank you, Jenny. This was my birthday gift from Jenny. It's beautiful and huge, actually. It's very nice. Artistry is a 5th house theme. You're distracting me, woman. I mean, what's new, really? I get easily distracted. But for Scorpio, really be leaning into this artistry and this fertility energy, right? Literally go and do. Oh, I said 5th house. I meant 9th house. Fuck. I'm getting all mixed up. My apologies. There's something in there about accessing something higher. Okay, back to the 9th house themes. Something there about accessing something higher. but allowing it to come to you, right? That's the theme of the Empress. It's the energy of Venus. She's attracting things to her. Venus is given gifts. She doesn't, depending on the mythology, she might demand gifts, but Venus doesn't go out and take them. She demands that they're given to her, okay? They're given to her. There might be something really important in the upcoming Venus retrograde, actually. So that will be in July, August, Leo season. It'll be in August. Since Leo is your 5th house, since Leo is your 10th house, yeah, there'll be definitely something to dive into there, but let's leave that for another day and just focus on this right now. I'm just noticing actually on the Empress card, which of course doesn't want to focus, there's this river running behind her. And of course the Star card always has a lake or a river on it with the 2 vases. These symbols are popping out to me right now and kind of saying something about the need for refreshment, the need for rejuvenation. And I kind of feel like this Mercury, cazimi, and Cancer in the 9th house for Scorpio is going to be about accessing something to help you see or help you feel more refreshed and cleansed. Maybe you guys need to spend some time by water. Maybe what might be a good practice for you actually is to do some kind of divination through water. If you've ever taken like a plate or a bowl and put water in it and then gazed into the water, you could do something like that. Play with those themes. Play with the theme of water and divination, of tea leaves. Tea leaves or coffee grounds could be a really interesting thing to just explore if you want to explore. It kind of seems like there's something major that needs to come through, but I know there's a number of Scorpios that'll see this, so there's no way I'm going to get specific enough for each of you, so I recommend you try to access that energy yourself internally, but especially this week. So play with that. There's something refreshing and divine that wants to come through. Okay. Alright. After Scorpio, we have the lovely Libra. So for you guys, for Libra, so for Libra, Cancer is an angular house. Cancer is your 10th house. Okay, so that's interesting. So for Libra, and the Mercury cazimi happening in the 10th house has to do with our responsibilities to the world, our obligations. It has to do with career. For some people, it has to do with fame even. It's your most public house. It's how you come across to the public. So the Mercury cazimi in the 10th house is kind of like, in the most broadest terms for most Libras, what are you doing with your career right now? And are there some new skills that you need to develop at the moment? How are you feeding your soul through your career? Not everybody is lucky enough to be doing what they love for a living, but if you are, congratulations. If you're not, are there a couple of steps that you can take, a couple of things that you can do right now to move yourself towards that? And perhaps this week with the Mercury cazimi in your 10th house, you'll gain some kind of insight about how you can do that, or what you need to do, what steps you need to take in order to move in that direction. If you're not concerned with career right now, like let's say you're a stay-at-home mom, or something like that, this could have to do with your relationship to authority. This could have to do with your relationship to a father or a mother figure. Oh, Stacy, that's sweet. Oh, it just disappeared from the screen. Okay. I want to know. Save highlight. No. I want to see all the chat. Haha! I love what I'm doing and I feel like I'm living. How do I put this pin message? Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Did that work? You guys. Okay. Anyway. So for Libra risings out there, okay, if career is not your focus right now, that's okay. There's other things that come with the 10th house. It has to do with authority figures. It has to do with parental stuff, and how we show up in the world and how we tackle our obligations to society, okay? So there's some kind of insight coming in specifically about that. So what do we have for a card for Libra? What does Libra need to know about this week? Queen of friggin' Wands. Hell yeah, Libra. Okay. You're being asked to take charge. Plain and simple. You're being asked to take charge of a situation. To quit hiding in the shadows or skirting off to the sidelines and allowing other people to take the spotlight. It's your turn to take the spotlight in some manner, in some way. You gotta take the spotlight, and be confident about it. I just got major chills. Be confident about it. Don't shy away. Don't back down from a challenge. Especially if it is related to something that you feel passionate about, right? If there is a major amount of inspiration and creativity flowing through you in whatever it is that you're doing, step into the spotlight and don't be afraid about it. Just fucking do it. Go for it. Go for it. Okay, Virgo. So for you, Virgo, the Mercury cazimi in Cancer is happening in your 11th house. So the 11th house has to do with our wider social network, the groups that we belong to. So Mercury cazimi in that house can be about, just assessing what kind of groups you belong to, maybe even finding a new one, making new friends. There's with the Mercury cazimi, while Mercury is direct, there's definitely this energy of newness and planting seeds here. So perhaps there's a big bumblebee right there. Oh, he's so huge. Oh, bye, buddy. Okay, sorry. Wow, bees operate in groups, don't they? Yeah, perhaps there's a new group that, some kind of network that you're plugging into and expanding into in some way. That's really cool. Bees also symbolize like hard work makes for a sweet reward, right? Yeah, what's up, still standing? Thank you. Yeah, I am actually not very far from the house, but I'm lucky enough to be right by this beautiful river. Unfortunately, there's like a main plane thing right here, so I keep getting interrupted by the planes, but that's okay. Anyway, Virgo, I think you of all signs understand the value of hard work, and how doing things diligently always brings a good reward. Okay, so I feel like that's on point. Alright, so let's get a card for you guys. So yeah, what kind of groups are you plugging into at this time? Is there a network that you are wanting to expand into further? Are you making new friends right now? Card for Virgo. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up, guys. I really appreciate that. It definitely helps my channel grow, and I've got a goal, so I just got super chats, but speaking of work and all diligent effort and stuff, it is my goal to hit 1,000 subscribers, and then I can activate more things. So that's been fun for me to play with, but I appreciate it. Okay, so we've got the 10 of Pentacles coming out for Virgo. Oh, boom, instantly 8 likes. You guys are the best. Alright, so with the 10 of Pentacles, Virgo, just as I was saying, hard work makes for a great, beautiful, sweet effort. I love that. There's something here about also looking at like your long-term goals. What do you want to see for yourself 10, 20, 30 years down the road? And what do you need to, how can you invest in yourself now in order to see that long-term goal play out, right? Little things make a big difference in the long term, right? If you've never heard of compounding interest or anything like that, start doing some research, man. There could very well be some kind of beautiful insight. Oh, that is trippy. That's cool. Oh, no. Unpin. Yes, okay, that's really cool. So anyway, if you've never heard of compounding interest, you have no idea what that is, look into it, right? The 11th house has a lot to do with your long-term plans, dreams, wishes, hopes, desires. In order to achieve those, Virgo, you know you have to do the work to actually get it. You're not just given shit, right? But when you are given stuff, what do you do with it? Do you invest it? Do you bury it? Do you gamble it away? Do you just kind of spend it on whatever, you know? So, something to think about for you guys. What's your long-term goal or dream, and how are you going to get there? So that's fun. Like double fisting lives. That's hilarious. Yeah. It wouldn't be overlapping if I had gone live at the normal time, but, you know, had things to do. Okay, so what are we on now? Just at Virgo. Leo. So how are you guys doing, Leo? Oh, what's up, Nathan? So for Leo, you guys have had Venus and Mars in your sign for a little bit, and coming up later this summer, we'll have the Venus retrograde through your sign. Well, I will definitely be making a video about that later, so I don't want to get too far into that right now. But right now, what we are having this week is the Mercury cazimi in your 12th house. Excuse me. Now, the 12th house is a subconscious house. It represents the spiritual, the metaphysical. It represents something that you needed to disown, something that you needed to disown in this lifetime in order to embody your Leo self. Okay? So, the Mercury cazimi in the 12th house. By the way, Leo, if you are a little bit extra tired and you want to escape and withdraw a little bit, that's okay. Honor that if you're feeling that. With the sun in the 12th house, for Leo rising specifically, you're dating a Virgo and she's a veterinarian. That's sick. That's really cool. Okay, so anyway, sorry. For Leo rising specifically, with the sun in your 12th house, it's okay to feel a little bit like you need to withdraw. That's normal. It's natural. The 12th house can represent dreams. It can represent sleep time. So there's this energy happening right now for you where on one hand you have these two powerful personal planets in your house where it's like go and express all of the things. Like Venus is super flamboyant in Leo, but at the same time the freaking sun is in the 12th house, so I wouldn't be surprised if you were feeling like this push-pull energy of needing to, on one hand, be present and active, and on the other hand also sleep a lot. So wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so anyway, with the Mercury cazimi, I could see that being a really nice moment this week, so Wednesday, for some kind of insight into your own spiritual life, or perhaps even insight into something that you're doing that is in some way sabotaging behavior, right? That's what the 12th house really represents, is things that we do that actually become our own undoing. That is why when we're talking about addiction, that's the 12th house, but also spirituality. The goal for both of those things is the same. Ultimately, it actually is. You're trying to create some kind of connection with something higher than yourself. The healthy way to go about it is spirituality, but you can escape through that stuff too. The unhealthy way to go about it is through escapism and addictive behaviors. So that's why they're both seen in the same house. So anyway, perhaps there's an insight this week for you, Leo, about something either super spiritual or something that you've been doing that you need to lay off a little bit. And use this as an opportunity to ask God, Source, Universe, what that is. Okay, so what do we got for you for a card? Oh, instantly. Wow, 5 of Cups. Okay. I would love if that cloud moved like a little bit that way. That'd be great. Please and thank you. I've never asked the cloud to move before, but we'll see if it works. So 5 of Cups, Leo. So this card is often about, well, interestingly enough, disappointment, and the need to release something that is disappointing. It also comes with a heavy dose of desire, though. So it's an interesting card. When we desire something very strongly, sometimes when we actually obtain that desire, we're not satisfied with it. Thank you, Nathan. Stereotypes are a thing. You know, there's a little bit of truth in the stereotype. And it's archetypal, right? That's why we see it play out so prevalently. Okay, so anyway, oftentimes when we very strongly desire something, and I'll use something like hunger, even when you actually satiate that desire, you're hungry again later, okay? Especially with hunger. It doesn't matter how good the meal is, you will be hungry again. The 5 of Cups comes out to represent for you, Leo, the need to release a little bit of desire, but also acknowledge the disappointment and acknowledge the That's fine, Andy. Well, I was burping, so that's funny to me. Freudian slip, I guess. The 5 of Cups comes out when we need to acknowledge where perhaps we need to release desire a little bit. Now, I don't mean completely, okay? Because again, you live in the 3D realm, you have a physical body, you have to feed yourself, and there's nothing wrong with having desire and needing to fulfill desires, right? That's one of the things that motivates us to get us off our ass. That and anxiety. Desire and anxiety. But maybe for you, Leo, there's been something that perhaps you've been chasing really, really hard that you need to let go of. Or what's up, Crypto Tales? Or perhaps there's something that you weren't able to obtain in the first place, and that, you know, that kind of sense of loss can be, you know, it can be a little bit to wrestle with, but that's okay. The Sun, Mercury, cazimi in your 12th house is giving you a beautiful opportunity to process some of that and maybe even communicate it to somebody that'll listen, right? Somebody that you can trust. So anyway, don't run away from the feelings as they're passing, but also remember that most of our dark feelings are just a cloud that will pass and reveal the sky behind the cloud in due time, right? Allow it to run its course. Okay. Okay. What else? So that was Leo. We're on Cancer now. And yes, I am moving pretty fast. Partially, I'm worried about data. I do have a decent data plan, but I don't want to use it all up on one stream. So if I need to come out here and do it again, I can. And I'm not confident in my battery life. So, thus the fast stream today. Thank you guys for coming in. Really appreciate you guys. Especially like the main OG crowd. You guys are the shit. Alright. And yeah, shout out to the newbies coming by. Alrighty, so Cancer. If you're a Cancer sun, happy birthday. May this year be blessed and fruitful and helpful for you. May there be growth, but may you learn from the lessons. And yeah, I hope you just have a good year. For you guys, Mercury cazimi in the first house if you're a Cancer rising. So for Cancer rising and Cancer sun and Cancer moon, fuck it, all of you Cancers, and I know there's a lot of you out there. Cough, Stacy. This will give you some really valuable insight this week into, so if you're a Cancer sun, who you are, and there's the sun, boom, love it. If it's Cancer moon, what helps you feel safe and secure. If you're a Cancer rising, who you are as a freaking person. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. Ooh. I almost regret asking for it to come back out. It's hot. Yeah. I'm sunburnt, by the way. I'm super sunburnt. I went on a 3-hour float down this very river on Friday. I'm still burnt. Okay. So anyway, Cancer. Mercury cazimi in your first house if you're a Cancer rising. Definitely going to give you some insight into, it can actually be about any area of life. That's the thing about the first house. It's you. It's literally your body. It's not just your persona. It's so much more than that. It's the archetype that you are learning to embody in this freaking lifetime. So how do you nurture yourself, right? What do you do to take care of yourself? Is there some new skill or thing that you're learning? And I feel like this is specifically for Stacey, but it could be, this might ring true for a lot of Cancers out there, but what you guys actually got is the Knight of Wands. Cancer, you're going on an adventure. Okay, you're about to go on an adventure. It's gonna be a fun one. What lights you up? What helps you feel passionate about something? There's quite likely some kind of guiding belief or guiding dream that has you fired up, motivated, and moving forward with one or several areas of life. I feel like the Mercury cazimi is just going to give you insight into how to adjust that kind of trajectory a little bit. Maybe there might not even be any adjusting necessary. Maybe it's just an insight into, hell yeah, keep going, you know what I mean? So that's really fun. I like this. Knight of Wands, that's a fun one. Be mindful that not everybody is going down the same path as you, and that's okay. Allow others to have their own path, right? Try not to get too caught up in your own beliefs, that you can't allow other people to have their own beliefs, even if they're wrong. It doesn't matter. Just let them be. And yeah, have fun this week. That's badass. And Stacey is literally going on quite the freaking adventure, so that's really funny. Alrighty. Gemini. Gemini rising. Gemini. You guys have Cancer in the second house. Yeah. Hell yeah, you are. Oops. Yes, there we go. I know. I'm glad. I love it. Okay. Stacy's living her freaking best life. It's the best. Okay. Oh man, that van is gonna be so like fucking obnoxiously beautiful. Like I can't think of any other way to describe it. I love it. Oh man, it's like, I know not everybody watching has seen the pictures or the videos from Stacy, so I don't know how would I even describe it. It's what I see Stacy going through right now is beautiful. It's like if you could express your most playful, most childlike, true self, and you didn't give a fuck about what anybody thought. That's what Stacy's doing right now, and it is. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It's the best. It's like, nope, I stopped caring about what people think. That's Stacy right now, just doing whatever the fuck she wants. It's beautiful. Okay. Gemini. Yeah, get it, Stacy. Hell yeah. Alright, so what do we got? Gemini, the Cancer, Mercury, cazimi is in your second house. This is the house of your values and valuables. Yeah, I love you too, Stacy. So for Gemini right now, you're having insights into what are your true values, right? And like, how do you prioritize things? What's a more important value to you? And this is going to be a powerful insight, okay? Tower underneath, very powerful insight. There's something here about, number one, how much do you value yourself, right? What is the price tag that you put on your time, right? That is directly how much we demand or ask to be paid for whatever our goods or services are, no matter what it is directly related to how you feel about yourself and how much you feel you are worth, okay? So this is a powerful insight happening into exactly that. But also, what kind of values are you prioritizing at this time? Are you prioritizing family or fun? Are you prioritizing health or pleasure? Are you prioritizing, I'm just thinking of some things, okay? I'm just random examples. Yeah. Are you prioritizing creativity or structure? You know, some of these things you can balance them out and do a bit of both. But ultimately, at the end of the day, there will be something that you need to put as a higher priority than others, right? Anyway, you're gonna have some really powerful insights into exactly that. All right. Taurus. Bull gang, what's up? Taurus, how are you enjoying Jupiter in your house? I'm fucking loving it. It's great. Okay. So for Taurus rising, the Cancer, Mercury, cazimi is happening in the third house. Third house is the house of communication. Did I say that right? Yeah, third house. Communications, the house of social media, the house of learning, really. On that structure. You know what? That's okay though, right, Andy? That's okay. right? Like doing dishes while listening to a tarot stream. That's good balance, okay? That's good balance. All right. Focus. Third house, communication, learning, learning new skills, right? I like to think of this house as the house of tools and skills that we need to develop in order to walk our path. So for you guys, for Taurus rising, you're having an insight into, what kind of tools do you need to nurture? I'm being called. You gotta wait. What kind of tools are you developing at the moment? Perhaps the Mercury conjunction with the Sun, you gotta wait, is introducing a new tool to your toolbox, right? If you've never used a hammer before, right? Learning how to use a hammer for the first time. Really interesting. Watch your thumbs. You know what I mean? So what do we got for a card for you? Card for Taurus. One sec, guys.